just now getting started. I gotta be looking at that camera, so I'm gonna restart that little intro. Hey there, guys. Welcome to the High Priestess here on NOBAN.world. Thank you so much for joining me. We're here to talk about some spiritual things, suggestions, tips that I use for myself. And essentially the goal here is to get anyone help that joins these. If anybody has any questions at any point during the video, you're more than welcome to hop on the IG Live, comment a question, and I'll answer it. Or you can hop in the live with me, we can get a little chit chat going. But the majority of this video, unless somebody asks a question, we'll be talking about winter and what we can do during winter to essentially help ourselves. Winter is the season that's, of course, known for the cold, the weather that it brings. But it's oftentimes when we just want to sit back and not do shit for days, for weeks. But that's not always the best thing because the world does keep moving. There is a whole pandemic and people still don't have money. So, sometimes some of us just gotta get on a grind. Some of us need to figure out some things that are going on in our lives. It's a new year, new start. Shit's still pretty crazy. Shit's still pretty up in the air. But today I'm going to talk about how you can help yourself and, get ready for this next phase of your life that you're entering. Maybe you've got a new job, maybe you're working on a new passion, whatever you're doing, whatever you got going on, you got this. You got this. Believe in yourself. A lot of spirituality is the belief in the self. I think somebody knocked at my door, but I think my roommate's moving around stuff in his room, so that's probably it. For the tarot readings, I've got my Influence of the Angel deck right here. Let me not block the light for it. Is it zooming? I can't tell. This is the deck. This is one deck that I'm going to be using, and just because the new moon in Leo is I think tomorrow, maybe in 2 days, I decided that maybe we'll use my Moonology Oracle deck. These are really pretty and I love them because so I charged them with the new moon and they've just been sitting in my window. So essentially I like to charge my decks with both the sun and the moon because I am a Leo. I get all of my personal energy from the sun, and anything that my energy is associated with will most likely be charged with the sun. So charge all my decks in the sun, and tomorrow night is new moon or full moon in Leo. Gosh, I keep saying new moon. I have these too. Welcome to High Priestess here on NOBAN.world. Thank you guys for joining me. If anyone has any questions, they're more than welcome, or you guys are more than welcome to drop them in the comment bar. If you want to request to join the live, that's cool too. We can get turned up in here. Unless anybody asks any questions, I decided that today's topic will be talking about the winter. Winter is often time for personal growth, transformation, a lot of changes essentially, and definitely because of the new year. We're out of 2020 into 2021, still kind of shit, still kind of rocky, but shit's still changing, and change is oftentimes uncomfortable. But you gotta go through the bad shit to get to the good shit. There's no way around it, there's no way through it, there is a way through it, and it's just to go through it, but stopping and halting everything, you never want to remain stagnant. Remaining stagnant isn't necessarily good for your growth unless you're good where you're at. But if there's change and there's transformation, there's things that are ups and downs. You want to essentially find that balance, find that good balance between good, bad, and the material, the physical, and the spiritual, mental realm, the emotional realm, essentially. You want to make sure that you have a balance. So just as much as you're working, just as much as you're trying to make ends meet, you also got to make sure that you're mentally good. You're grounded, you're on the same wavelength as the universe. You never want to get too caught up in the 3D realm here, this 3D physical world, that you lose sight of your actual self. And your actual self is made up of your mind, body, and spirit. Your I should have said it in the right order. I'm sorry, I normally say it in the right order. But your physical body, your mental, your emotional, and then your spiritual. I can't do that little thing where my finger goes down. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're aligned. You want to make sure that you're grounded. I'm sorry, I have my notes here because I'm not the best at just like doing shit off top. I'm still getting into it. Where do you think the collective energy flowing with this full moon? I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card for that. Just because I feel like it. This is a great question. Thank you so much. Maria, right? I'm not bugging. I just want to know your name. I know it's a collective, but I just want to know your name. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here with me. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use my Moonology Oracle deck for this question. Where does the energy flow with the collective tomorrow? Where does the energy flow with the collective tomorrow? What's the energy going to be like tomorrow? What's the energy going to be like tomorrow? Ooh, hold your vision. What's the energy going to be like tomorrow? What is the energy going to be like tomorrow? Okay, cool. Expect powerful change. Wow. Yeah, winter, shit changes, shit happens. It's a lot of ups and downs, but that's okay. It's part of life. We gotta get through it. And sometimes we need help. And if you need help, you've come to the right place. Thank you for joining me. And if you need serious, therapeutic, psychiatric help, professional help, there are resources that you can find to get some help, because we can't always do things alone. As much as we like to think, I got this, I'll make it another day. But even then, sometimes it gets really hard, and then it's like, damn, bro, could I make it another day? You got this. I forgot I was going with that. I just started going on a tangent. Sorry. I'm a new moon in Leo, and I'm a Leo and moon. Oh my gosh, I wish I could read. I'm a Leo and moon. I'm excited. Leo moon, but yeah, that's dope. But for the collective, I can ask a specific question for you if you'd like. Just because whenever our moon is in the full moon, it has a different effect on us. Normally, a stronger effect. I think I explained that right. Okay. Hi, Hattie. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and read the collective energy for tomorrow first. So this is a collective reading for the new moon in Leo, which is on the 29th of January. I should fact check that. So the cards that I pulled were Hold Your Vision, Nothing is Yet Set in Stone, and Work Through Your Fears. So I see Work Through Your Fears. I'm just going to go into this card first a bit, just because I see fixed a lot with this. And also the fixed moon is Hold Your Vision. Leo is a fixed sign. Leo is, a very hard-headed sign. Speaking on this because I'm a Leo sun. I radiate in the sun. But yeah, Leos, we're very passionate. Once we have our mind on something, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get it no matter what. Because we're passionate. We're really agitating and persistent, because once we have that goal, we don't let go of it. So Leo moon, hold your vision, hold on to everything that you want, but work through your fears in order to get there. Nothing is yet set in stone, which means that there's still, as much as Leos sometimes don't like change, you can still change things. Things are able to be molded. Everything has a time and place, and things maybe still be changing and revealing themselves to you. But as you get new information, allow yourself to change. Don't be so hard-headed that you're only listening to yourself, having those negative thoughts on repeat. Still have that brightness that you have, that light that you've found within yourself. Still hold on to it. Still find a way to make it work. But you have to work through whatever you need to work through. There's maybe something in the way that's preventing you from, really jumping and taking the action that you need to put in. Leos are a fixed sign. Fixed signs are known for being slow in the front end. But once we, get that grind, get get that hustle, that I'm doing like a little dance, but that motion, that rhythm, there's no stopping us. Like I said, we're persistent. Once we know what we want, we're there. Love Leos. And then at the bottom of the deck is expect powerful change. Full moons definitely bring on a lot of change. They bring on a lot of strong emotions. You want to make sure to ground yourself, but know that as things are starting, things have to end. So things in your life may be ending in order to start a new cycle. Things are essentially changing though, and powerful change, like I was talking about earlier. Look how everything just kind of comes for a full circle. Everything I forgot what I was saying. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, powerful change comes with a lot of powerful emotions. Powerful emotions like more than just sadness, actual depressive feelings, feelings of anxiety, feelings of just straight worry, insomnia, not being able to sleep at night, not being able to eat. It's a difficult time, but keep holding on to everything that's bright. A good recommendation for this, I would say, is visualizing. It's kind of like meditation in a form. Oh my gosh, my mouth is dry. It's kind of like meditation in a way though, except you're visualizing what you want. You're seeing yourself where you want to be, with the goal that you have in mind. Meditation, I would say, is more just like the clearing, steadiness. But visualizing, you're seeing what you want. You're figuring out how to get it, kind of working backwards in a sense. So for the collective, keep going. Keep holding on to everything that you want, because it's right there. Some things are changing, some things are up in the air, and that's okay. Shit happens. It's changing. It's beautiful though, because at the other side of this is nothing but brightness. Just keep up what you want. Keep up that strong will that you have, that inner confidence, and you'll be able to get there. Just know, comes with a little bit of hard work, a little bit getting out your comfort zone, trying new things. It's a whole lot of trial and error, but that's okay. It's beautiful, really. Hattie. Okay, Hattie. Yeah, thank you. I didn't even repeat that you pronounced it out for me. Hattie. So, what is this new moon? Or I keep saying new moon, and that's just irritating to me. I don't know why I keep saying new moon. What does this full moon have in store for Hattie? Actually, what does this new moon have in store for Hattie? What does this new moon have in store for Hattie, Spirit? What is this new moon? Ooh, that card flipped over, but what does this new moon have in store for Hattie? Okay, so we have communication is key. Ooh, just as Mercury is about to go into retrograde again. I feel like they're always going into retrograde, and it's like low-key annoying, because it's like, can we breathe, but also like, you know, gotta stir shit up a bit. Okay, so a card flipped over, but like it flipped itself back, and I do believe that it was the card that says confidence is your key to success. It is the Leo card. So what is this new moon in Leo? What is this full moon in Leo bringing for Hattie? Okay, the answers you need are coming. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else for Hattie? Okay, 2 more cards. Wow, confidence is a key to your success. Wow, y'all saw that? I hope y'all saw that, because I definitely I seen this card. Wow, I'm not good at speech or reading tonight. I'm not a Mercurial. But yeah, I definitely said confidence is a key to your success, and it is the new moon in Leo card. Maybe that's why I keep saying new moon, because I like memorize that card. A fiery climax approaches. So this new moon, or this full moon in Leo, is definitely going to bring you some change. It's going to bring you a fiery climax. It's going to bring you something that's interesting, something that kind of stirs the pot, is what I'm seeing. But at the other side of it, the answers you need are coming. But know that communication is key. And also your own confidence. Like I said, hold your vision, hold on to everything that you want, because it's right there. You are 100% capable of getting it. You just need to put that effort forward. The answers you need are coming. You just want to make sure that you have that grounding knowledge, or that grounding mentality. Like, I know it's going to work out. I just need to wait. Divine timing is at play, and it's going to come when it needs to come. It may literally be at the other side of this new full moon. If I say new moon one more time, I'm going to flip myself. But yeah, things are changing. Things are definitely going to get juicy, spicy. And you want to make sure that you have your best interest in mind. You know, you can have other people's best interest in mind, but you always need to make sure to have yourself first and foremost at the end of every day. It took me a long time to learn where my own personal boundary was, but if that's something that you're learning right now, if that's something that you're working on figuring out, then communicating this with yourself, you know, writing down your own boundaries, making sure that you know for yourself where you're ready to stop, and where you're good, is a big part of this change. You want to make sure that you're good first, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you can control is your own self, your own attitude, your own emotions. So you want to make sure that you at least have yourself. Meditating and contemplating is at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, make some time for yourself. At the end of the day, you gotta have yourself, because if not you, then who? Who is gonna put you first at the end of every single day and say, no matter what, I got your back? Only you can do that for yourself. But yeah, that was for Haiti. I hope that resonated. Yeah. The next question is, welcome guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Welcome to the High Priestess here on NOBAN.world. Tonight's topic is, thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Tonight's topic is winter and how we can best get through it. Specifically because, you know, it brings on whole lots of feelings of depression, anxiety, fears. A lot of things come into question. There's a lot of change, a lot of ups and downs. But this is a time to embrace them and to work with them. So yeah, the next question that we have is, how will Scorpio replacements be impacted during this full moon? I hope I'm doing well. I'm not the best at talking to a camera, so I decided to do these, but like on live, just to, you know, mix it up a little bit, and so I'm not just talking to myself. Sorry, I went on another tangent. I'll work on that, I promise. So how will Scorpio placements be affected by this full moon? Like I did it, I said full moon. How will Scorpio placements be affected by this full moon? How will Scorpio placements be affected by this full moon? That banging is like so loud, I'm so sorry. How will Scorpio placements be affected by this full moon? Either they don't have much, or I'm distracted. Okay, there we go. One more time. How will Scorpio placements be affected by this full moon? Okay, 2 more cards popped out. I'm gonna go ahead and take them just because, you know, why not? I'm a Scorpio rising, so I guess I'll indulge a bit. It's time to release negativity popped out with the full moon in Scorpio. Wow, so definitely a whole lot of change for Scorpio placements. We're releasing, we're cleansing, taking out the old, and making way for the new, which is absolutely beautiful. Whole lot of uncomfort, but you know, Scorpios, we go through a whole lot of change on a daily, minutely basis. On a monthly basis, we go through more change than arguably anybody, but I'm just here to hype Scorpios up because I have this new love for them because Scorpio rising gang. A new start is coming. Expect powerful change. Those two came out together for Scorpios for the new moon or full moon in Leo. Surrender to the divine and a personal issue reaches resolution. So there's a lot of energy surrounding Scorpios for this full moon. A whole lot of change, like I said, clearing out the old energy, the energies that don't serve us, anything negative, anything that's not pushing us in the right direction. We're clearing out all of that, kind of saying, you're not holding on to me no more. I release you. Goodbye. Good riddance. Don't bother me. Scorpios and Leo. Wow, yeah, that's a whole lot of change, whole lot of emotions. I would definitely say you could definitely write about this experience. Whatever this change is significant, and it'd probably be pretty cool to kind of document the before and after, even the during maybe. A personal issue reaches resolution. There's something that's like annoying. I'm so sorry. I haven't been texted like all day and during the live. A personal issue reaches resolution. I forgot what I was saying about this. But as we learn, and Mercury is also going into retrograde soon, we're experiencing the effects of the shadow period right now. Communication isn't always at its best, and I think communication is going to be a big part for this personal issue reaching resolution. I think some answers that you've been like waiting for, in a sense, are going to be revealed. Something is definitely going to change. Surrender to the divine, though. Make sure that if your guides are contacting you, if you want to get closer to them, if you're feeling called to get closer to them, then go ahead and get closer to them. They're maybe trying to tell you something. They may be trying to give you the answers themselves, so that you don't get too heartbroken, so you don't experience too much more sadness as you're going through it. Our guides will try to reach us through like dreams a lot of the times. I know I've had some like kids tell me like the most random shit in the world, and I'm like, wait, that like, my gosh, you're the most wise person on earth. Thank you, God. Yeah, so they come to us in different ways. That's the point. But with this change, I think they want to go with you. I think they want to follow you on this journey. So Scorpios, for this full moon in Leo, if your guides are like, please take me with you, take them with you. They want to embark on this new journey with you. They want to experience this change with you. Make sure that they got your back, and make sure that they got your back all the way up to the top. You just got to allow them to. The first step is just taking their hand like, yeah, okay. Have faith in your dreams is at the bottom of the deck. Know that you've been working hard and things are going to start paying off. But like I said, you got to go through the bad shit to get to the good shit. And the good shit's really dope. It's all really great because you have that stability in the front end. You have that bad shit to work up from. You just got to take a second to get there. But yeah, that's for Scorpios, or Scorpio placements for the full moon in Leo, which is happening tomorrow. Don't miss out. It's not like you can miss out because it's just energy that's happening in your life. Haha. Thank you. I thought it was funny as well. Nobody laughed. I just needed to laugh. I needed to get that out of my own personal system. Sorry, got off track. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm gonna take a quick swig of water because that felt great. Water is a healing method. The elements, earth, fire, air, and water are all healing elements. Well, maybe not fire to some people, but ask a fire sign. Feels great. That was so stupid. I apologize. But yeah, if nobody else has any more questions right now, I'm gonna go back to reading my little script of winter and how we can best help ourselves. I thought I wouldn't butcher that. Where was I? So fear. Let's go ahead and talk about fear really quickly. Fear, our fear is like comprised a lot of times from the fear of the past, fear of the present, or fear of the future. We're scared of how our past will affect us going forward, if it affects who we are, how we'll put ourselves forward. We're scared of the present. We're scared of simple decisions that we make. If we text back, if we respond, if we go for a run, if we do anything, that's fear of the present. And then we have fear of the future. Sitting and pondering so much what's going to happen 10 years in the future, 5 years in the future, even just a year into the future. If you sit and dwell on it too much, it causes anxiety, and a lot of times it brings up these uncomfortable emotions, and you want to make sure that you assess those, especially with all that time that you got laying down in your bed while you sad. I'm only saying it like this because I had to be told this way too. I promise you, I'm going to go ahead and rewatch this, and I'm going to say it to myself, and I'm going to go ahead and do just that. And if you're not like that, then, take your time. Do what you got to do. But assess your fears. Figure out the problem first. A lot of times, writing helps that. 100% writing and keeping a journal, you can really track and understand your emotions for what they are. A lot of the times when we're sitting and thinking and our anxieties are just sitting on repeat in our heads, going over and over again, creating that cycle that never stops of anxieties and things that we're just worrying about all the time. It stops when you release it, when you get it out of your head. When you say circle, stop. I'm going to go in a straight line now. But essentially, like I said, that's you have to release it. So releasing it by just saying it out loud. I know I do this sometimes and it sounds corny as hell, but it's okay because it helps me. And if it helps you, that's great. Go ahead and turn on your little phone camera and just talk to the camera. Pretend like it's a little interview. Go ahead and ask yourself questions, like journal prompts. How are you feeling today? What happened today? Well, let me tell you, my mom really pissed me off. It's mad brick outside. I don't even want to go outside. Just sit and talk to yourself. Get it out of your system. Get it out of your head. Write it down. Text a friend. Write a note. And then just reread it. Whatever you do with it, just get it out of your own head, because it's sitting in your head. It's just causing you to go like that. That's what we do crazy. That's what I used to do as crazy. I don't know if that's still a thing. Question. How do you feel about mental illness, especially those that cause hallucinations and creator experiences in relation to spirituality? I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I'm a huge... so I really like psychology, but I didn't do well in school. School wasn't my thing, really. I didn't do well in AP Psych. Although I could have, because I knew all the terms, but I didn't pass the test because I needed to know the scientists' names, and I don't know that. I don't even know my own name. So how can I tell you somebody else's name if I don't even know my own name? You know what I mean? Sorry, that's off track again. But we were talking about, or I learned a lot about schizophrenia and things, or alternatives of reality for different people that derive from mental illness. I'm still trying to figure out for myself how they correlate. In all honesty, from what I know right now and the way that I kind of rationalize it or make it make sense in my head, just because I haven't done that much research on this topic specifically, in order to be spiritual, or maybe not in order to be spiritual, I don't want to say the wrong words while explaining what I'm trying to say here. In order to have that connection with your higher self, one must make the conscious decision to do so. A lot of the times, things happen when we're at a young age. We're predisposed to stuff. But I think I like to say that everything happens for a reason, and that we all have a destiny. We all have something that we're put here to do. And I believe that everything kind of happens as like a snowball effect. One thing leads to another thing, leads to another thing, leads to another thing. So even if you're not, making the next medicine for COVID-19 or cancer or something, your life has a purpose. Your life has a meaning. We're here to do something. And for those people who do have mental illnesses that are just out of their control, and they cause altered realities, I think they're here for a purpose. I think they have a reason. I don't think that they're entirely crazy. I've only watched like a few documentaries, but reality is different for everybody. We all see the same shit, but not even really, because this is a very complex question. Glad you asked me this though, because now I get to go back, figure out the question that I need to ask, and do some research, because I think psychology is very interesting in how it relates to spirituality, because like I said, there's the physical, the mental, and that's where like the mental illness comes from. That's why the mental, sorry, I don't know where I went. And then there's the emotional, which kind of gets batched into that in a sense, because a lot of mental illnesses kind of stem from somewhere. So yeah. Hey Abby, and welcome to the High Priestess. Thank you guys for joining me. I just went on a little rant because that was a very good question. Thank you for that. If you want to drop how you feel, maybe hit me up in a DM. I would love to have this conversation. If you got some knowledge for me, would very much appreciate that. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. Unless you want to get on the live, we can get lit, have a little conversation. If not, I got my little notebook here with my notes. And this week we're talking about winter and how to get through it best, because it's a difficult time for all of us. We were just talking about fear, and the fear of the past, the present, and the future. And to an extent, winter drives us to a point of like self-destruction. We kind of have to dispose of everything that we know, dispose of everything that we are. We have to come to terms with it. We have to understand it for what it is, and rebuild oneself. We have to kind of start from somewhere, kind of reset the block. You're clearing out space. You're clearing out the things that aren't working for you. You're setting boundaries that you need. Winter is a time, like I said, for a lot of change, for a lot of transformation, for becoming anew, becoming just a transformative version of oneself. And yeah, a lot of it is difficult. Sometimes with winter, because we're clearing out a lot of space, we're clearing out the negative energies for the better ones, renewing ourselves. We have to forgive people. We have to forgive situations. We have to forgive things that were just out of our control. Because like I said, the only thing that we can control is ourselves. You can't change anybody else. You can't change the weather. You can't change... you can change where you live sometimes, but, shit happens sometimes. The only thing you can change is yourself. And as we're releasing, forgiving is a part of it, because it's not holding on to those grudges, not holding on to that anger, not holding on to that resentment that we hold on to. That's part of the clearing the space. That's part of the releasing the negative energy from our souls, from our mental, from that pain in your back, that big ass knot that is just sitting there, comes from somewhere. And it comes from that stress. It builds up in a part of your body and creates it. It makes it a little bit more difficult those are about energy points, so I'll go into a whole nother topic on this another day. Today we're talking about winter though. I guess, I can explain why we're talking about winter today. Give me just 1 second, I need another swig. Don't ask me why I opened the bottle like that, because that was that was weird. Did not mean to do that. Hold on, I'm gonna... Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was saying why I'm talking about winter today. So whenever I make connections with people, I like to, kind of even the ground. It's weird when, you have someone just reading for you and then they get to know your entire life. They know all your life secrets and you're just like, I'm sorry, I know nothing about you. Who the fuck are you? Why are you telling me all this? It's kind of weird, it's kind of jarring, and that's personally why I didn't like therapists. It's like, who are you to sit here and tell me a whole bunch of stuff? And it's just like a weird disconnect. And I know all you have is a PhD. Me personally, I prefer experiences, life experiences. I dropped out of college. I plan on going back sooner or later. But until that day comes, I am technically a college dropout. Reason being, because I love the University of Life. It teaches me much more than a school could ever. So yeah, recently I've just been inside every single day. There's no sun to recharge my soul. There's no sun to recharge my love for the world. It's very gray. And yeah, I've just been sitting in bed because it's cold. I don't like the cold. And I just want to just do nothing. I just want to sit in bed. And for me, I like crime shows. I'm all over that. So I've been binging SVU for just too much time. And at a certain point I had to be like, you know what, no, I need to do something. I need to start getting on a grind for myself, start working on myself. And yeah, it takes some time. It does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of self-realization, self-analysis to realize, wait, I need help. I need to do something about this, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into those activities that we can actually do to help ourselves during winter. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a pig. So yeah, I talked about journaling. Journaling is something that you can do for yourself at all times. I was never a writer, did not like writing, but I started journaling and seeing the effects on me. I started during COVID when shit was just horrible, lockdowns were happening, didn't want to do shit, and I started just journaling, getting my thoughts out of my head, and it made me a whole new person. I started realizing shit about myself. I started paying attention to what I was paying attention to. I started seeing where my thought patterns were, and that was the start of my own spiritual journey. So yeah, journaling, daydreaming, visualization, seeing where you want to be, seeing where you are now, and seeing where you were in the past. And like I said, analyzing them, seeing where your fears are, where your downfalls are, even seeing where your most positive traits are helping you move forward, helping you properly visualize that goal you have and get to that goal. How are you gonna get it? Yeah, so the next one is activities that bring you pleasure. I said this because it can be anything. Whatever just makes you happy, whatever you can find your zen in. For some people it's cooking, for some people it's running. If you're down in Florida and you got like the pool, the beach, go out and swim. For some people it's sex, go ahead, masturbate, go ahead, get your nut off, whatever you need to do. Don't rape people, not whatever you need to do. But make sure that you feel the pleasure. For me, I like coloring. I like blowing bubbles. I promise you I have my bubbles in my coloring book right behind this camera. I'm not gonna get it, but I'll show you one day. That I promise you I really do that. That's what I do in my free time. I also like to make lists. I like to help myself stay on track that way. winter is just a very difficult time, and it's grasping onto what you can certain days, most days, doing whatever you can to, stay on that track, on that grind to get through the season. So what else? Self-analysis and self-observing. Okay. The next healing tip that I have for the winter is writing a letter to the universe. The first thing that you want to do when you write a letter to the universe is express gratitude for everything that's happened. Express what you've learned. Express what you're grateful for in life right now. Because all those experiences happened for a reason. Whether they were necessarily positive or negative, you'll start to see how they all impacted you and how they all made you who you are today, because you are comprised of every single thing that you learned, all of your memories, everything that you are created this person today. Embrace that. That was beautiful. But yeah, write a letter to the universe. Release what you're holding on to. Release whatever anxieties that you have, whatever you're not happy with, whatever kind of circulates on your mind, that you're just like, damn, don't like this shit, wish I could get out, God help me. And work on letting go of it. When you write it down, I recommend this to absolutely everybody, and I have a chance that I'm going to mention it in every single live. Writing 100% helps. Write down what you want to let go of. If it's to a person, write down everything that they did to hurt you. If you need to cry, whatever emotions you need to release, write a letter. Get it all out. Everything, to a situation, to a person, whatever it is. Whatever that negative energy that you're holding on to, write it all out. And what you do with that paper is you burn it. By burning it, you're saying, universe, this is no longer serving me in the front of my head. I don't want this to continue causing me anxiety. I release it to you so I can no longer be bothered by it. I can let go of that energy to make way for the new ones. That's what winter is all about. We're getting out of these cycles. We're starting new ones. We're allowing that brightness inside of us. Making sure that there's no room for them negative energies. Because them negative energies, they don't belong here. We got no time for them. We say goodbye. Hasta luego. Ciao. Sorry, I think I'm funny. I'm going to take another swig. If there's anybody still here, thank you for being here. Hope you're enjoying the live. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. Yeah, we're talking about winter this week. Let's see. Having conversations with your people. Have conversations with the people that you trust, with the people that you know got you, with yourself, with your soul team, your guides, God, Jesus, whoever you believe guides you. Talk to them. Get out whatever you need to whomever, however. Very important. Major key. The next tip to help yourself is a cord cutting ritual. I do this through meditation, but you can find a whole bunch of rituals that you can do for yourself online. I have some discretion with it, read a whole bunch, and find what works for you. Find what you can do to help yourself cut off any negative energetic cords. So this is a similar thing to burning the piece of paper. That's cutting it off by saying, I don't want it in the front of my head. If you need to cut off those energetic strings, then do it. I sit down and I meditate. And like I said, the first thing that I personally do is I express gratitude. Express gratitude for whatever I need to. The past, everything that happened, everything that I learned, everything that I grew from, everything that I took to myself and made something out of it. I'm grateful for that, and I address that as I'm meditating. And then I envision the negative energies that come from it. If it's all of it, if it's whatever parts of it, I imagine that kind of like in a ball. I imagine like a red ball, reddish brown black ball, like just dark, and scissors like cutting the cord between me and this negative ball. My apologies. Love New York. Physically cutting those, or not physically, spiritually cutting off those ties will actually help you physically, as well as mentally and emotionally. And I wanted to say this because I specifically wrote it down. When you forgive, you heal. When you let go, you grow. I'm going to repeat that again. When you forgive, you heal. When you let go, you grow. I hope that helps somebody, because it's a process. It takes steps. You know, you're not just gonna have. Sorry guys, my camera died, but I wanted to just turn it back on because I have this one more message. Like I said, with winter, it brings a whole bunch of negative emotions, and sometimes we can't always do it with ourselves. We can't always help ourselves. I cannot believe this, but I need to get this out. If you need professional help, there are online resources that can help you get the help you need for a very low price. You don't need insurance. If you need some like less expensive semi-professional help, I don't have a degree. I'm not licensed, but I've experienced some shit, and I've used my experiences to help people through both tarot and counseling therapy-like sessions, one-on-one time to talk and vent, and get some help that you need more personally. But yeah, if you need some help, get some help. See a therapist, see a professional. It is crazy the amount of cars that are driving by and ruining this outro. But thank you guys so much for joining me here on The High Priestess on NOBAN.world. Make sure you check out the rest of our dope ass content. You know, it's the littest shit in the world. We get shit right. For all my creatives out there, peace, love, happy creating. I know it's difficult. If you can't do that at this time, go ahead and just learn and work up to your craft. And whenever you got the time to, or whenever you got the energy and the time, you know, to just grind and get it all out, then do that. But creativity has its seasons. If now is not the time, there will be a time. Be blessed. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next Wednesday on The High Priestess.